I'm so disgusted with myself. This video, the way this video was intended and the way that this video was about to be, I'm disgusted with myself. It was supposed to be a trade breakdown of the week from the 9th to the 13th, and nah, it turned into something else. So usually I journal my trades after every trade, after every day. I didn't do that this week. I won three trades, I lost three trades. And for the overall on the week, I'm red on the week. So I had a red week. I didn't lose a whole bunch of money, but I've found in retroactively journaling this trade to do this trade weekly breakdown, it's wild deficiencies in my game. I I'm not as mentally and emotionally strong when it comes to trading as I thought I was and as I need to be. And I left a lot of money on the table. Do I expect to win every trade? No, but I left a whole lot of money on the table, and I'm about to get into how that happened. So this video is covering the dates of March 9th, 2026 to March 16th, 2026. The reason why is because for the timestamp, we need to know what time period we cover, and this video is going to be seen in the future. We can mark it up with the charts or line it up with the charts so we can see what was going on. The news with Iran, with that situation, oil, inflation, potential, just market instability, uh, uncertainty is really bad for the market. And me taking all that into account and then watching the other stuff and consuming news and listening to other traders and finance people talk about certain things kind of shaped my perception of what the week was going to be. And I was preparing for price to be both volatile, unstable, and unpredictable. That kind of like gave me a bias for the week. Can't let that happen. Monday was good. We had a gap down from the levels on Friday. I saw a potential gap up situation. I was able to get in that, make a profit. Another thing about Mondays is, historically speaking, Mondays are choppy. They have very low price action, especially when there's no news. So I didn't put a lot in on the position. I leveraged one contract and I was able to make a profit off that. I'm grateful. I could have made more, but I'm not going to be greedy when it comes down to that. Tuesday is where I began to notice when I'm journaling again now, retroactive and looking back. Tuesday is where I started missing things. There was a gap up. There was a gap up from Tuesday's pre-market to Monday's overnight session. And I'm not going to get super technical in this because usually when I do trade breakdowns, you can see the screen when I'm showing you what levels are what lines are what I'm looking for. But this is just breaking down how what I was viewing at the time versus what was actually happening versus what happened when I retroactively journaled my trades. So there was a gap down Tuesday. No, gap up. There was a gap up Tuesday, and price began to move to fill that gap. And then once price filled that gap, it began to work its way back up. Now, my open range breakout already had been established. Price went below and closed below. So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna have puts. Price gonna go to the downside. I never marked out the the gap fill from Monday overnight. So in this regard, I failed to look to the left. I failed to mark that level out. Price came down, touched that level, and then started forming a reversal pattern. The selling pressure got low, the buying pressure got high. I completely missed it. It went through the bottom of the orb, through the mid range of the orb, the midline of the orb, and through the top of the orb. Never stopped to break, retest, and reject anything. It just went straight up. Now, had I been paying attention and had I been trading what's in front of me, I would have been able to catch that, get in on the entry with stops below the low of the trend setting candle, and I would have made a profit that day. I missed it because for whatever reason, I wasn't paying attention. The funny part about that is I ended up taking a losing trade that day. And if you look at my shorts, you'll see the video of me talking about how when that happened, my girl said to me, like, do you sometimes question your system? Like, do you always trust your system or do sometimes you doubt it? I made a short video about it. Like, yeah, I doubt it. Usually when it doesn't work, I question it because maybe I feel like it's something I'm doing wrong. And looking back, yeah, there was something that I actually did wrong. there's no 100% win guaranteed trading strategy. None of them going to win 100% of the time. Again, if that were the case, everybody would be doing it, and it wouldn't be so many different strategies when it comes down to day trading. So I missed that looking left. And the wonderful thing about data is, and all this is just a compilation of data, a retroactive journaling of the week that just passed, and me looking at all the places I went wrong, my deficiencies, and how I can improve on them. The data is going to let you know whatever you need to fix. The data is going to show you who you are. It's up to you whether you want to fix it. I'm talking to myself. Is the data showing me who I am, and the data showing me what I need to address and fix? And it's up to me to address and fix it if I want to be the profitable trader that I say I want to be. Now, I know I want to be that person. I say I want to be that person, and this was the kick in the ass that I needed. So, the irony of me making that video and talking about the importance of data and how emotions and data don't really coexist. They have no place in trading together. They can't coexist together. So, if you're gonna have emotions about it, don't trade. If you're gonna have data, don't have emotions, because only the data is gonna get you right. I say Wednesday kicked me in the teeth. Wednesday was a tough day for me. Orb got established. We had a break below the 15-minute over the range breakout. The break below had high volume on it, so the selling pressure was high. I think that was like the fourth or fifth strongest candle of the day. Big body candle, top wick through the bottom of the 15-minute range. I'm thinking puts. Price retested, rejected. I intro on the next one. Price then went up past. I got stopped out. Price went on to touch a demand zone at 680.08 on SPY, and then it came back down. I got so frazzled because I believed that that first candle, that first red candle that dropped down and broke below the 15-minute range, and that retest and reject candle following after that was going to take me down to retest pre-market low and lower. I was going to make a bag on that day, and I'll be able to be done before 10:15, and I'll be on with the rest of my day. In my mind, that's how I had it going. Clearly, it didn't go like that. I get stopped out. The candle that touched the 680.08 demand zone on the 4 hour came back and closed below both pre-market high and the high of the 15-minute. And again, I'm not trying to get too technical, but imagine a huge candle going the other way, other than you expected it to go, and then it slamming down, closing, forming an inverted hammer, going to the downside with more pressure than the initial red candle break to the bottom of the 15-minute. Had I had my wits about me and I had my emotions in check, I would have saw that as an opportunity to get in to take price back down and retest those levels. I was too flustered. I was in my feelings about it. And when I talk about me not being emotionally and mentally strong as I need to be, these are where my deficiencies come out. Because in my mind, I'm still hung up on why didn't it happen then? It was a better setup then. Why didn't it happen then? Didn't happen then because it didn't happen then. Data. So I don't get in that one. I'm frustrated. Price chops a little bit, like it's rangy throughout the day, but maybe like an hour later, price gets to, I won't even say an hour later, maybe about 30 to 45 minutes later, price gets to the bottom of the 15-minute range again. There's a candle that breaks through, a candle that retests. I don't get in that either. Retests, rejects, and goes to the levels that I have marked out, retesting the pre-market low. The way I had thought of it initially, at the start of the day, price ends up doing it anyway. I missed out on that because, again, in my feelings, I'm frustrated. I'm not locked in, and that was how I missed money on Wednesday. Just stupid shit. Shit that is avoidable. Like this is self inflicted. And again, I'm not saying I'm supposed to be perfect on every trade, but it's just like I need to be able to get stopped out and don't get lost because Tuesday I missed a trade. That frustrated me. I'm carrying baggage from Tuesday into Wednesday. I, I lose that trade, and that happens. Sometimes the system, sometimes it don't work. But then to have two more chances to make money. And if I enter on the first entry off the doji candle off the demand zone, I'm wiping out any losses I took that day. Even if I get in on the second 15-minute range breakout failure, that going to the downside, I wipe out all the losses that I took yesterday, yesterday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Like that happens, but I wasn't locked in emotionally. I wasn't where I needed to be. Mentally, I wasn't where I needed to be. I lost focus of the important thing. One of my unspoken superstitions, well, now it's going to be spoken about, is that I hate ending the week on a loss. I hate ending the week red. If I go into the weekend on a loss, I don't, I'm not in the best mood. So Friday, I'll again bringing all the baggage. I gotta let it go. Bringing the baggage from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, coming at in the Friday is like I don't want to go into the weekend with a loss. So I trade QQQ. Me thinking it's got to be SPY. It's not me. It's SPY. It's not my system. It's SPY. So I end up trading QQQ. 15-minute range gets established after a really big move in pre-market. Pre-market was going to the upside. I think it ranged like $5, and that's a pretty big pre-market move. 15-minute range gets established, and after it's established, you get a high, and this is Friday the 13th, Friday, March 13th, 2026. 15-minute range gets established on QQQ. Uh, red inverted doji candle happens. Yeah, yeah, doji or hammer, inverted hammer. Inverted hammer candle gets formed on QQQ at the 950, the 950 candle going to the downside. Volume confirming, strong candle. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking for puts. The next candle after that goes back through the top of the 15-minute range. Not a lot of volume. So I'm waiting for price to come back down. Price comes back down, retest the top of the 15-minute. I take that down to the midline of the 15-minute open range breakout for over a 50% profit. Boom, got my win. Then I continue to watch price go down. I enter at the bottom, the lower, at the lower high to get a little bit more. And then I watch price again continue to go down for the rest of the day or chop for the rest of the day. And I felt okay. I'll say I felt okay that I was able to end the week with the win, but felt kind of dirty because it's like you look back. I ended up checking SPY, and then SPY, like you look at the 15-minute over the range, it was a better setup on SPY. The technicals were respected better on SPY than it was on QQQ, and I was just like, it was me. It was me. It wasn't SPY, it wasn't QQQ, it wasn't the market, it wasn't the Iran situation, it wasn't oil prices, it wasn't inflation, it wasn't gold, it none of those things. It was me. It was me. And I had been so punch drunk from the week of just getting my ass kicked that I didn't even want to journal about it. I wanted to get some rest. If it felt like I got out the market with my life. That's like I survived it. And then Saturday, which is the day I'm recording this Saturday, I had some time, so I'm writing down because I'm going to shoot some content, like writing down my weekend review. I'm thinking this would be a great time, like weekend review. So I'm going back, retroactively charting and looking at everything, and I'm like, oh, it's money right there. And on Wednesday, it was money right there. On Thursday, even as bad as that price action was, it was money right there, and I missed it. Why did I miss it? And I go back to the emotions and the thoughts and whatever I was feeling around that time, and I figured it out. I left a lot of money on the table because emotionally and mentally, I'm not where I need to be the trader that makes $500 a day, $1,000 a day, so on and so forth. As it stands, Saturday, March 14th, 2026, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I can be, I will be. But as it stands, it's not that guy. I'm not that guy. The data is always going to show you who you are, and it's showing me who I am and what I need to work on. And it's not the traditional. This is like the top three weaknesses and deficiencies of trading is not that type of video. It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be me going back over my trades and reviewing what I saw. But what I ended up seeing, what I found out, it was more jarring and I think more important than just the fluff trading content. I was fucking up. I fucked up a lot because I'm not where I need to be. And this is a great time to reflect. The market's not open, the pressure's not on. It's a great time to reflect and to get better. I'm the type of person I can't watch myself continuously do a thing and not improve. I can't see a glaring weakness in my game or whatever that game is and not improve. That's not the type of person I am, not the type of athlete I am, not the type of man I am. So that was that became the purpose of this video. Nice little timestamp. And I got to hold myself accountable because that's unacceptable. Like, I'm not supposed to win every trade. I'm not supposed to catch every entry. That's irrational. I'm not going to hold myself to that high standard. But these was obvious things that I missed, obvious money that I left on the table, and that just can't happen. So, how was your week trading? To the subscribers, thank y'all for coming in. This is impromptu. This isn't the normal structure of things, but I'm cool with that. Talk about your trader week, how it went, things that you can improve on, and just overall how you want to be a better trader. Get in the comments, talk about it, interact with it, like, share, subscribe, and remember, there's people outside making a bag. Why not us?